Ya Ali. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Haider. A'udhu billah.
أعوذ
Put your hand
بالله
on it.
من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم I seek refuge from the accursed Satan. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Fatima Zahra, the daughter of the Prophet, salawatullahi wa ilayha, peace be on them, is to have thus related an event. My father, the Prophet of Allah, came to my house one day and said to me, "Peace be on you, Fatima." I replied, "And upon you, peace." Then he said, "I feel weakness in my body." I said, "May Allah protect you from weakness, father." He said, "Fatima, please bring the Yemeni cloak and cover me with it." So I brought the Yemeni cloak and covered him with it. Then I looked at him and saw that his face was shining like a full moon with its glory and splendor. After a while, my son Hassan alayhi salam came in and said, "Peace be on you, mother." I replied, "And upon you peace, O light of my eyes and the delight of my heart." He then said, "Mother, I smell a fragrance so sweet and so pure as that of my grandfather, the Prophet of Allah." I replied, "Yes, your grandfather is lying underneath the cloak." Hassan alayhi salam went near the cloak and said, "Peace be on you, my grandfather, the Prophet of Allah. May I enter the cloak with you?" He replied, "And upon you peace, my son and the master of my fountain. You are given the permission to enter." So Hassan alayhi salam entered the cloak with him. After a while, my son Hussein alayhi salam came in and said, "Peace be on you, mother." I replied, "And upon you peace, O light of my eyes and the delight of my heart." He then said, "O mother, I smell a fragrance so sweet and so pure as that of my grandfather, the Prophet of Allah." I replied, "Yes, your grandfather and your brother are lying underneath the cloak." Hussein alayhi salam stepped towards the cloak and said, "Peace be on you, my grandfather, the chosen of Allah. May I enter the cloak with you?" He replied, "And upon you peace, my son and the interceder of my followers. You are given the permission to enter." So Hussein alayhi salam entered the cloak with him. After a while, Abul Hassan Ali bin Abi Talib,
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
came in and said, "Peace be on you, O daughter of the Prophet of Allah." I replied, "And upon you peace, O father of Hassan alayhi salam and the commander of the faithful." He then said, "O Fatima, I smell a fragrance so sweet and so pure as that of my cousin, the Prophet of Allah." I replied, "Yes, he is underneath the cloak with your two sons." So Ali alayhi salam went near the cloak and said, "Peace be on you, O Prophet of Allah. May I enter the cloak with you?" He replied, "And upon you peace, my brother and my successor and my standard bearer. You are given the permission to enter." So Ali alayhi salam entered the cloak. Then I stepped forward and said, "Peace be on you, my father, O Prophet of Allah. May I enter the cloak with you?" He replied, "And upon you peace, my daughter, O part of myself. You are given the permission to enter." So I entered the cloak with them. Getting together underneath the cloak, my father, the Prophet of Allah, held the two ends of the cloak and raised his right hand towards the heavens and prayed, "O Allah, these are the people of my household. They are known as the Ahlul Bayt. They are my confidants and my supporters. Their flesh is my flesh, and their blood is my blood. Whoever hurts them hurts me too. Whoever displeases them displeases me too. I am at war with those at war with them. I am at peace with those at peace with them. I am the enemy of their enemies, and I am the friend of their friends. They are from me, and I am from them. O Allah, bestow your blessings, benevolence, forgiveness, and your pleasure upon me and upon them, and keep them away from impurity, and keep them thoroughly purified."
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad محمد وأجل فرجهم.
Then the Lord Almighty Allah said, O my angels, O residents of my heavens, verily I have not created the erected sky, the stretched earth, the illuminated moon, the bright sun, the rotating planets, the flowing seas, and the sailing ships, but for the love of these five lying underneath the cloak. Jibreel, the trusted angel, asked, Who are under the cloak? The Almighty answered, They are the household of the Prophet and the assets of prophethood. They are Fatima, her father, her husband, and her two sons.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأجل فرجهم.
Jibreel said, O Lord, may I fly to earth to be the sixth of them? Allah replied, Yes, you are granted the permission. Jibreel the trusted landed near them and said, Peace be on you, O Prophet of Allah. The All-Highest conveys peace on you and his greetings and says, By my honor and glory, O my angels, O residents of my heavens, verily I have not created the erected sky, the stretched earth, the illuminated moon, the bright sun, the rotating planets, the flowing seas, and the sailing ships, but for your sake and love. Allah has given me permission to enter the cloak with you. May I join you, O Prophet of Allah? And the Prophet replied, Peace be on you, O trusted bearer of Allah's revelations. You are granted the permission. So Jibreel entered the cloak with us and said to my father, Allah sends his revelations to you. Verily Allah's desire is to keep you away from impurity. O people of the household of the Ahlul Bayt, and keep you thoroughly purified. Then Ali alayhi salam said to my father, O Prophet of Allah, tell me, what significance has Allah given for getting together underneath this cloak? The Prophet replied, By him who rightfully appointed me a prophet and chose me a messenger for the salvation of mankind. Whenever and wherever an assembly of our followers and friends mention this event, Allah will bestow on them his blessings and his mercy. Angels will encircle them, asking Allah the remission of their sins until the assembly disperses. So Ali alayhi salam said, Verily, by the Lord of the Kaaba, we and our followers are the winners. Then my father replied, By him who rightfully appointed me a prophet and chose me a messenger for the salvation of mankind. Whenever and wherever an assembly of our followers and friends mention this event, there shall remain none grieved, but Allah will remove his grief. There shall remain none distressed, but Allah will dispel his distress. There shall remain none wish seeker, but Allah will grant his wish. Ali alayhi salam, peace be upon him, said, Then we have won and attained pleasure. I swear it by Allah. So have our adherents. They have won and attained pleasure in this world, and in the hereafter I swear it by the Lord of the Kaaba. O Allah, send your blessings on Muhammad and the family of Muhammad.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأجل فرجهم.
And this is why we read Hadeeth Kisaa every time before starting a majlis, a telling of Imam Hussain alayhi salam or one of the Imams, a gathering to mourn Imam. This is why we say Hadeeth Kisaa. Salawat.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأجل فرجهم.